Good evening, everyone. Namaste. Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Sajib Dai, providing this platform. I'm feeling really privileged and honored to be here. Thank you so much. As he said, I'm supposed to speak about cultural and creative industry in Nepal and how and what UNESCO is doing so far. So I'd like to start from a point where Phanindra sir rightly said, like youth, he wants to work with the youth remains in Palikas. I thought that was very touching, and the whole point of UNESCO working in creative industry is how you bring youth on the main domain and work with youth of the country. So why I wanted to pick that point was because if you go see Palikas mean like municipalities, you barely see youth. You see a lot of child and old people. All the youth left this country. So that is a tragedy of this country, and I think we all know, and we also know the reason behind it. So with this note, I have like very short presentation. Well, video actually. I want to play video first and then this slide. So I don't know how I said, but before that, I would like to talk about what cultural and creative industry is. So back in 2004, UNESCO headquarters kind of came up with this new framework brings cities from all over the world, and this is called Creative Cities Network. And until now, there is like 355 cities from all over the world, and there is like 7 different categories a city could choose. So they open every 2 years the intake, like a city could apply for that. And they're like media arts, gastronomy, literature, film, design, and craft and folk art. So these are the 7 fields that UNESCO brought, and city could choose one, and from a country, 2 cities could apply. But there was never this thing before in Nepal, but this time around, back in 2022, UNESCO brought this, and then we worked closely with Kathmandu, Lalitpur, and Bhaktapur. And 2 cities from Nepal, Kathmandu and Lalitpur, applied for this. And Kathmandu made it actually this year. We are excited about it. And Kathmandu has been nominated as a city of film. So they have 4 years of action plan. Now they are into the network, and they could work with 355 cities together. So they have this opportunity now to work with the cities. How do I go back to the film video that I have? Okay, so this is a 2-minute video that talks about the network.
7 out of 10 people in developing countries will live in urban areas by 2050. Cities will play a fundamental role in our common pursuit of global sustainable development. Cities are hubs of human activities, linking regions and, increasingly, the rest of the world. They are places where economic, social, cultural and environmental dimensions of sustainable development converge and interact.
The UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development recognizes and highlights the importance of the local dimension in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. To achieve the 2030 Agenda, cities can use culture and creativity as a driver to reinforce creative economy, social harmony, human development, technological innovation and scientific development approaches.
In the present-day context, the outbreak of the pandemic has further illustrated the essential role of culture and creativity. Local and national governments have integrated culture and creativity in their immediate and recovery responses to the pandemic.
Created in 2004, the UNESCO Creative Cities Network is the organization's flagship program on cities and sustainable urban development. Today almost 300 member cities in the network come from over 90 member states.
With a forward-looking vision and a solution-oriented approach, the UCCN has recognized culture and creativity as strategic enablers towards achieving holistic urban development.
Each member city is designated in one of the 7 creative fields as a thematic focus for developing their strategies, policies and actions. Crafts and folk art, design, film, gastronomy, literature, media arts, and music. The UNESCO Creative Cities integrate culture and creativity into their policies, actions and plans. Main objectives of the network is to strengthen international cooperation between cities, develop partnerships with all stakeholders in urban development, strengthen cultural and creative industries, stimulate innovation and creativity, provide equal access to culture, integrate culture into development plans and policies. The main areas of action of the network are to share experiences and knowledge, build partnerships, initiate research studies, support policy development and build awareness and communication.
Yeah, so this was the video. And okay, so now I think it makes better sense. So when I started talking about youth, so that was the whole point, like, how we can kind of use the local resources. From yesterday, we were talking a lot about green energy, different kind of opportunity, how we can kind of attract investors in Nepal. So I think this is kind of a new terminology for a lot of us, actually. When we talk about creative industry, I think a lot of people kind of get confused. What is it? My experience from UNESCO, actually, a couple of months ago, we were kind of visiting Ministry of Commerce, Trade, and Industry, and we had discussion about how we kind of work on developing a framework or policy to kind of support cultural creative industry of Nepal, because that is an area where a lot of youth, young girls, and people from marginalized community could kind of get involved. And that would kind of help support local economy. So when we proposed this idea, they were like, can you explain what creative industry is? The gentlemen were completely unaware about creative industry. For them, like craft, like handicraft we have in Nepal, that's what people know. But I think it's way beyond that. This morning in a panel, we heard a brilliant presentation by Anisa. Like, she has a brand called, Makuse? And I think brands like that, like small brands, like enterprises, like mini enterprises, we should think of promoting them. So I think the whole point of this UCCN network is promoting local creative industry. And this slide that you see here, KMC. So KMC has kind of developed this 4-year action plan, and basically they have divided it into 4 kind of categories. So one is like looking into infrastructure, another is like educational domain, and the third one is like how they can kind of showcase what we have as industry, creative industry in Nepal. So that comes under exhibitions, expositions, and a lot of that, marketplace. And the fourth one is like how they could kind of intervene in policy. So these are the 4 areas that KMC primarily focusing for the next 4 years. Yeah, this is the slide, I guess, yes. So so with this, I think they have capacity. We're all talking a lot about regional cooperation. So this platform definitely gives kind of a framework to work with regional capacity, international capacity, definitely. So it has its own mandate, and as it comes under the local government, they have authority to implement it. I think my time is running, and yeah, with this, I want to conclude it here. Thank you.